Hi guys, welcome to this session on Microsoft Project. In this module I want to talk about a Hammock task. So what I've got on the screen is 3 examples of Hammock tasks. Now in this little text box I've put a description of what a Hammock task is. Basically it has no set duration. The duration of a Hammock task is derived from the start of another unrelated task. So we're not talking about links here. And the end of a second unrelated task. So this example here, that's the Hammock task. The start of the Hammock task is derived by the start of task B, and the end of it is derived by the end of task C. Same on that one. And the one at the bottom is slightly different in the fact that the hammock is in the middle, and that's more of a classic way of doing it. So we don't know how long this is going to be, but it's going to be the length between these 2 tasks. Now that could be the start and end of the project, or it could be the start and end of a particular phase of the project. This is quite often used to show costs, or in this example I've called this file scaffolding. How long does the scaffolding have to be up for? Don't know. Depends how long the job starts. How long the job is, so how long does it take from the start of this task to the finish of that task, whatever that is the length of time the scaffolding would have to be in place. Just an example. If you're not into scaffolding, obviously that doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I'm not into scaffolding either. But now what you have to do is use copy and paste special and paste link with these tasks. So if I replicate these, so if I just type my 3 sets of tasks, task A, task B, task C. So if I do the top option, so if I'll call that one Hammock. So the start of the hammock is derived from the start of task B, let's say. So you click on to task B, start, Control C, copy, and you click on to the hammock start, and you can either right click or paste special is what you need, paste link. Okay. So those 2 are now linked together, so I'm going to colour those in yellow, and then you want the end date from task C, copy, paste special, paste link. Okay, so those 2 are linked, so I'll just change those to a different colour, blue, light blue, and that one. So that's how you set the thing up. Now when any of these task durations change, so if task B, the start duration changes, and the end duration changes, or either or, the hammock should react to it. So at the minute they're all starting at the same on the same date. Now in some versions of project this automatically updates. It has a little bit of a delay, but if it doesn't update automatically on you, what you need to do is just close and reopen the file, which is what I'm going to do. I'll show you that in a second, and it will ask you to update links, and then you can do that. So let's change something. If I say this, well, let's say the end of the project is, or this task, it's not the end of the project, this task moves forward to next Friday. I don't want to have a link, so clicking OK to that, and then OK to that. So now the hammock task should move across and show that distance, and it does take a little bit of time, so I'm just going to save this and close it down and just open it up again. So that'll just speed this bit up. Open scaffolding. It should come up and say, do you want to update links? I say yes, and then it should update the links, and you can see the hammock task has gone across to the end of task C. So that worked okay. Now if I come back down and do another example, so I'll do the example where the hammock is in the middle. So I'll do task A, hammock, task B. So I can't have lowercase, it was my heading. So hammock. So this time the start of this task is going to drive that one. So copy that and into this one, paste special, paste link. Okay, and I'll just color code those 2 again. This time they can be blue, and then the end of this task will dictate the end of that task. So if I copy that one, paste special onto this one, paste link, OK, color those two a different color, so those are the two linked ones. I'll go for yellow again. Alright, so the duration, so at the moment everything's on the same day, so let's say the start goes forward a week, I don't want to link, and the end of this set of tasks goes into next week, say, no link. Okay, now the hammock should come across, move across and sit between these two. So if I just save and close this down and then reopen it, scaffolding, yes, I do want to update links, and there you can see it's moved across, sitting between them. Now the time you wait for this to do it automatically depends on your computer, but sometimes it's just a couple of seconds, other times it's a minute or so. So I'd rather just close and reboot the thing to get it to do it automatically. Update, I'll click it and I'll force it to happen, because I don't like to look at schedules that aren't accurate. But that is how you set up a Hammock task. So I hope that has been of use to you, and I'll see you in the next session.